Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex, the Comic Hoarder. Thank you so much for clicking play on this video. In this video, the ComicHaulics Channel and myself, Alex, the Comic Hoarder, we are starting an old school tag video. And we're going to ask you guys to show your top favorite 5 keys in your comic book collection. Now, these can be first appearance, #1 issues, pivotal events or significant events in comic book history, or just really significant comics like classic covers of the Golden Age or Silver Age. Whatever you consider a key issue, we want you to show your top 5 significant key issues in your comic book collection. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're going to be showing your most valuable comics in your collection, just your favorite top 5 keys. Hopefully you guys are excited about the opportunity to get more content out in the community, just like the good old days of the comic book community back in 2016, 2017, and 2018, back when it was all fresh and new. And this gives newer channels the opportunity to participate. I want to let you guys know that there are a couple rules because we're going to be giving away a prize package, one from me and one from the ComicHaulics channel, to one lucky winner, one participant in this contest or this tag video response. We just want to make sure that there's awesome content out there for us all to consume, awesome content to bring in new viewers potentially to the comic book community and to show amazing books to each other. Because basically you don't want to buy a book and then just stick it in a long box and shove it in a closet and that's where it sits forever. You want to get it out, enjoy it, and show it off to other people. So the few rules are: show your top 5 favorite comic books. Make sure that you're subscribed to both the ComicHaulics channel and my channel, Alex the Comic Hoarder. You're going to want to tag 3 people. 3 YouTubers that I'm going to tag are PRIZES Comics. PRIZES Comics is an awesome member of the community, has great books, gets in new collections all the time, has great content and great information. Love PRIZES Comics. Definitely check him out. I'll leave a link in the description below for his channel. Also, Lunch Money Comics. I love the in the field hunting footage. That's kind of why I started to do that this year, was because he inspired me. He's a newer YouTuber that's inspiring an older YouTuber, and he's growing so fast. I'm really enjoying his content. I would love to see the top 5 books in all of his hunting that he's been able to find and add to his collection. So his top 5 keys. And I also want to tag Comics with Bonix. This guy has amazing key issues, an amazing collection, and I want to tag Comics with Bonix. If you want to be entered in to potentially win the giveaway, just comment on our videos that you made a submission and we'll go check it out, add you to the playlist. And from that playlist, we will select a random winner on the 15th of April. Hopefully you guys are excited about this tag video and the awesome content that's going to be coming out into the community. And right now I'm going to start showing you guys some of these books. This video is sponsored by the Shortboxed app. It's the easiest and safest way to buy and sell graded comic books online. There's a link in the description below to download the app for both Apple and Android devices. Download the app and start shopping or selling today. Okay, so the top 5 comic books in my collection. They are probably the most valuable comic books in my collection, and I already have a plan to show maybe the top 10 to top 15 books in my collection and talk about the values of those comic books later this month. So I'm going to show you guys a little something different in my video and my installment for this tag video. It's going to be a little something different and maybe not even so much comic books, but these are going to be comic book related. And I hopefully you guys really enjoy the Alex the Comic Hoarder Museum of Significant Books. So these are top 5 significant books in my collection that I just absolutely love. If there is a fire, these would actually probably be some of the ones that I would prioritize grabbing before some of those big keys, because these just aren't available. I just can't find these books ever. So the first one up is Popeye cartoon book. This is a comic book format. It's like King Syndicate from 1934. Now, Comic Collector Geek keeps telling me this is the first appearance of Popeye in comic book format. Now, he may have been in newspaper comic books or comic strips, but this is maybe potentially the first appearance of Popeye in comic book format. And this is from 1934. Key Collector app has the first appearance of Popeye in comics in King Comics #1 from 1936. Both of these would be considered Platinum Age, so this could potentially be the first appearance in a comic book format of Popeye the Sailor Man from 1934. Popeye cartoon book. Another non-comic book, but comic book related from the same publisher as a very significant comic book line you may know as Marvel Comics. This is Marvel Science Stories #1 from 1938. And this predates Marvel Comics #1, the first appearance of Human Torch and Submariner in Timely Comics, which was produced and released in 1939. So this is from the same publisher, and this is from 1938. What a significant book. And I just absolutely love it. Look at that red circle, magazines, which is pretty synonymous with Timely Comics, and it's pretty awesome. But this is a pulp magazine from 1938. Predates any kind of Timely, Atlas, or Marvel comic book production. This is Marvel Science Stories #1 from 1938. Love this book. This is New York's World's Fair Comics from 1940. And what's significant about this book is that it is the first time you will ever see Superman, Batman, and Robin on the same cover at the same time. Now, Key Collector app has the first meeting of Superman and Batman, Superman 76 from 1952. So this is the first time you see them on the cover, and it is wonderful. And now it's very, very low condition. I got this one from STL Comics in St. Louis. So happy and honored to own this. And it's just such a great historical piece with the first time you'll ever see Superman, Batman, and Robin on the same cover from 1940. Next on the list is a very significant book, and I will leave a card right here where you can watch the video of how I got this book. But this is such a significant book. Actually, my son pointed out that this was in the area, and then I investigated further and found it. This is Amazing Stories, Volume 3, #5 from 1928. And this is the first appearance of Buck Rogers. An amazing key. It's got a star stamp right there, which could mean that it was on a military base. I'm not sure, but I'm just so happy that the entire front image is there. It's very beat up on the spine. And then the cover is hanging on for, the back cover is hanging on for dear life. But what a significant book from 1928. And this is my oldest comic book related first appearance in my collection. So really happy to own Amazing Stories, Volume 3, #5, first appearance of Buck Rogers from 1928. And I hesitate to show my #1 book or my favorite book in my collection of these really significant older museum quality books or museum worthy books because it's so rare that I don't want to create this huge demand for this book and then it not be available. I would love to pick up a second copy. And I know there's people who, after I showed it the first couple times, that now have a search for this book on eBay and on other auction sites. But this one just never comes up. And I know maybe about 5 other copies in existence today. And Collecto6 is one of those collectors that has a copy. He actually showed this to me several years ago, and I had a 2-year search and finally got one. And when I found it, I was tight-lipped about it, didn't tell a single soul until it was mine. And I was willing to pay upwards of $2,000 or more to get this book. But this is a great Alex Schomburg cover from 1941. This is Gaiety Magazines from September of 1941. It shows good girl art with those planes flying above, and great Alex Schomburg signature. This is in a Life magazine bag and board. And just to explain how big this comic book or this magazine is, it's just a classic cover that once you see it for the first time, this will haunt your dreams. You will desire this comic book. You will desire this magazine, and you will want this as part of your collection. The unfortunate thing about it is just not available. These do not ever come up for sale. These hardly ever surface. And it's just so hard to find this one out in the wild or on eBay, let alone. But it's such a great book. For 2 years, I searched for this comic book everywhere. Antique malls, estate sales, shops, specialty shops. I just couldn't find it. I had a 2-year search on eBay and I finally found one. So really, really happy to have this one. It is probably my favorite book in my collection. And I think it is the rarest Alex Schomburg cover in existence. So there it is, you guys. Those are the top 5 significant keys in my collection, or at least my 5 favorite significant key issues in my collection. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed this. Remember to tag 3 people when you make your video and let the ComicHaulics channel and I know that you made a video. Make sure you subscribe to both of our channels, leave a like on this video and their video. And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you participate and we will talk to you all on the next one. See ya, bye.